Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lee Librarian, and today I have a tip for school librarians. Now, this tip will really only be helpful to you if you have really young students at your school. Now, this is something I do with kindergarten age and below because I also serve preschool students. So today's tip is about a character I created a few years ago. She's called the Book Fairy. And the Book Fairy comes to visit those young groups and young classes that when every single person in that class brings back their book that week, and we have a 100% return rate, then they get a visit from the Book Fairy. Now, the Book Fairy is like this magical, mystical being almost to these young students. They get so excited when they get a visit from the Book Fairy. It's gotten to the point this year where some of my 4-year-old classes, they'll be like, they'll say to their classmates, they'll say, libraries tomorrow. Did you bring your book back? Did you bring your book back? And they'll make sure everyone brought their book back because they so want a visit from the Book Fairy. This is a great way to encourage them to bring back their books and to just give them a little kind of magic in the library and make them excited about coming. I've had a lot of good feedback from the preschool teachers, especially, that the kids absolutely get so excited about coming to the library now. So what happens is this: when they walk in, I ask the teacher, did everyone bring their book back? And if they did, then the teacher stays back with them, or if you have an aide, they could do that too. And I go off looking for the Book Fairy. Now, in my old physical school, the library had several different rooms in it. So I would go into a different room of the library, close the door behind me, and I would go off to look in the hallways of the school, I told them, for the Book Fairy. Now, in my current library, we have one big room and I have 2 large closets. And so I go off to look in one of the closets. Now, the younger kids don't know that it's a closet. I just tell them I'm going to look all around the school, and they just assume that it's a hallway. You could also go off to another room in the school or to the front office and change in the conference room or in the restroom. Then a few minutes later, the magical Book Fairy returns, and she kind of talks to the kids in this sing-songy voice and tells them she's so happy that they came. She has a really high voice, and then she taps each one of them on the head with her magic wand because she's just so excited that they all brought their books back. And then they usually tell her to wait so that I can come and meet her, because in all the years that she's been coming, I have yet to meet her. But she usually hears from a far away state that there's another class that all brought their books back. And so she must fly off to visit them. And so then she walks off. She goes back the way from whence she came. And I come a few minutes later and I say, guys, I just looked all over the school and I could not find her. I'm so sorry. And of course they all pipe up, oh, well, we saw her. She came while you were gone. And I just act so disappointed. I ask them questions about the Book Fairy, about what she looked like and what she said and things like that. They just want to tell me everything. But then I slowly segue into, okay, it's time to read our story, or it's time to go look at books and check out books. This Book Fairy has totally transformed the library for the younger kids. Not only are they trying their best to bring their books back on time, but they are so excited about coming. They get so thrilled every time the Book Fairy comes. I mean, they are beside themselves with joy over it. And I hear a lot from the preschool teachers that they are so anticipating coming to the library because they so want the Book Fairy to come. So it has been a huge thing. But now I think it's time for you guys to meet the Book Fairy. So let me go see if I can find her. I'll be right back. Hello! I am the Book Fairy, and I am so glad that everyone brought their books back this week. It makes me so happy. Oh, I just want to tap everyone on the head that all brought their books back. Oh no, but now I hear that there's another class far off in North Dakota that all brought their books back, so I must fly away. Goodbye. So that was the Book Fairy character. She's quite a bit out there. And so when the Book Fairy started visiting our library, she had the yellow hair which was like on sale for $1 at Five Below after Halloween. She had the huge sunglasses, which I think are $1 at Walmart. And she had the blue book lover apron, which came free with a book fair some time ago. And the wings, which were also from a book fair. But slowly she evolved to having that plaid button-down shirt because to conceal the true shirt of the book fairy. Now the book fairy takes off all jewelry so that she cannot be recognized outside of the library. And she wears special colorful socks so that her shoes and socks are not easily identified. And like I said, the book fairy is such a cute character and the younger kids love it. But like I said before, I wouldn't go much higher than kindergarten. I used to do first grade as well, and they started catching on. There were too many kids raising objections because they knew who the real identity of the book fairy. And so now I just do it kindergarten and younger. And then if other kids start saying something to me, I just say, oh, well, and I change the subject and move on, or I tell them it couldn't have been me. I have brown hair and book fairy has really yellow hair. So that doesn't make sense. And I just kind of move right along. But I've had some students in the past try to say, oh, well, I know who the book fairy really is. And if they're older students, I'll just pull them to the side and say, we're just not going to ruin this at this time for the younger kids. So that's kind of how I deal with it. But I hope this tip has been helpful. I hope you implement the book fairy in your library. If you do, please let me know below in the comment section how it went over and how much the kids loved it, because they really do. All right, until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.